Hey guys, so today I wanted to talk about the highest commodity that we have. Well, one of the highest commodities that we have that we take for granted, and that is time. So, this is kind of a sensitive topic because I have been where many of you have been, or where you are, and that is where I had to work and I had very limited time with my children. And so I felt guilty. I felt all the things that that you guys are feeling. And I remember when I had to drop off my oldest child, my first baby, at daycare, and I had to go back to work. I remember that first time I had to do that, and it was one of the hardest things I ever had to do. I remember the first time he got sick at daycare, feeling guilty. I remember the first time that he had a febrile seizure and I wasn't there. They brought him to the ER via ambulance. I remember a time when I just went ahead and I had my brother take care of my son, my oldest, and it's just, I remember those times as very difficult. And it was because my time with family, specifically with my children, was very limited. And I had a job where I couldn't just take off. I was a medical technologist. I was required to be there at a certain time. I was a professional, and it was one of those things that I'm glad that I have that knowledge. I'm glad that I have that experience, but I would not have wanted it. Like, if there was a way that I could have had the experience and knowledge without having to leave my children behind, that would have been the ideal situation. But at the time, that's what we did. And we had to. I had to work so that my husband could go to school and eventually become a lawyer, which he is now. And thankfully, over time, I was able to quit work and raise our family, which we ended up having 4 kids. And so, and little did we know that I would need that medical experience and knowledge to help raise our kids and to diagnose one of them before it was too late. So anyway, I feel time is one of our greatest commodities and blessings and things that we take for granted. We take for granted. And the reality, and I've already said this before, the reality is that we all have just 24 hours each day, and it's what we do with it that matters, right? We may sleep 8 hours of it, and then the rest of it is up to us to do what we need to do. And it's kind of interesting. This is the irony of life. And I want to give this advice to you now because every one of you is, in this time of your life, I think. There might be a few of you who are a little bit older, but as you get older, okay, time goes by a little faster. When you start looking back, you realize that the things that mattered and that were important to you are no longer as relevant and as important. As you get older, you start to not take certain things for granted. Like, for example, your health, As you get older, you do realize and you do appreciate time. You do. And so, I don't know about you, but have you ever noticed, and it's not just because they're older, the older people are, the slower they move. And part of that reason is because they don't stress as much about the little things. They don't stress as much about the things that you stress about. And I think that it's important that we look at those mentors in our lives, those that are older than us, and see the world through their eyes, okay? Because that will give you time and knowledge that you cannot, imagine. And I've been so blessed to have my father-in-law staying with us, and I've been able to do that. And so I wanted to share that with you because that's one of the things that I've learned in recent months is the value of time and how we can use it to our benefit as parents, as individuals, and how we can gain more time by utilizing our time better. And so think about it. Think about how you use your time today, and shoot for a productive day, one that you can look back on and say, you know what, I wouldn't change a thing. Those are very rare, but it can happen. All right, as always, good luck on your journey, and I'll talk to y'all soon. Bye.